Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since I last uploaded. You see, I like Destiny 2 because it truly is the game of all time, but it is quite similar to Ultra Kill. You can use guns, fight bosses, and talk to NPCs in both games. In conclusion, Destiny is Ultra Kill. Sadly, this video isn't about Ultra Kill, but instead the true pinnacle of Destiny, the raid experience. Now, I'm going to start with King's Spot because it's my personal favorite of all the raids that my Overlord Bungie has made. We start off in a room. Here we need to bring these balls to these statues. Pretty simple, just need to do it 5 more times. Now, after traversing across some ships and opening the door, the first encounter approaches. This is totems, and it's quite simple to do. One person has to stand on the totem and kill things, but they have a buff that if the timer runs out, they die. So the other person gets another buff that allows you to transfer buffs, which takes the first person's buff and gives it to the second person, who now does what the first person does. The first person then goes to the middle and waits for their stacks to go away, then they do what the second person was doing. Simple enough, I think.
Guardian down.
Now we have the first of 5 bosses, War Priests. You start off by killing some enemies, and you kill some stronger enemies, and then you step on plates in a specific order. The final person to step on plate gets a bubble, everyone goes to the bubble to do damage, and 2 people find taken knights, kill them, and take their brand. Which then they take the bubble from the previous person. Pretty simple, right? As long as you don't mix up your lefts and rights. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We had a little blunder, an oopsie-doopsie if you will, where one of our clan members forgot what left and right is. Good thing is that it was in the past, but the bad thing is I have PTSD of the past. After running through the dark corridors at Oryx's basement, you find a malnourished pet, Golgoroth. Golgoroth is pretty simple. All you need to do is 2 people alternating his gaze, then you got everyone else shoot a little sack from the ceiling. That sack will pour a little white liquid down. Everyone who isn't in gaze duty will stand in it, give him a little tickle on the stomach. Occasionally someone will be strapped with a bomb and has to leave the white pool. They then have to run through the airport security and stand near Golgoroth and wait till the bomb detonates, creating an explosion that damages him. After doing that a couple of times, Golgoroth will finally give out and crumble on the floor, splashing his juices everywhere. After traversing through some more halls, we enter the Erect Pecker room. After jumping across schizophrenic platforms, skipping half the jump puzzle, some of us decide to leave the world and traverse through Oryx's walls. After regrouping, we've finally entered the final room, where we have 2 more encounters left. The first one is daughters. We've already killed Crota, Oryx's son, and now it's time to kill his daughters. We are exterminating the entire Oryx bloodline. Daughters is pretty simple. There are 4 plates, one of which will spawn night and glow green. One person steps on the green plate, which will show what other plate a person must step on. Once both plates are stepped on, a person who is now in the third person has to jump across a platform imaginary ground. Reach a floating ball, which they must touch. When the ball was touched, the 2 people must get off plates. Another plate will glow green, resetting the cycle. This will be done 3 times, and on the 3rd try, instead of touching the ball, the runner has to grab it and dunk it into whichever of the daughters are shooting at you. Once you do that, damage starts. Once damage is over, you do the same thing to the next daughter. Be aware that if you one-phase one daughter, you have to one-phase the other, or else she will blow you up, or she will blow you up, but accidentally blow her up, meaning you win, I think. Now all that's left is the Hive God himself. This is Oryx. He's kinda tall. You see, he's upset that you're killing his family and wants to return the favor. Run mechanics seem to run in the family, it seems, and plates have returned. However, this time Oryx decided he wants to have some fun and spawn in 4 different ogres who drop nuclear bombs when killed. He also summons 4 different knights who have the acquired taste of darkness-infused atom bombs, but you have to let them starve. After doing plates again, instead of dunking on the daughters, that is, shooting you, you dunk on the knight in the middle. Oryx will then decide to declare nuclear war and start to detonate the bombs, but we decide that we will detonate his own bombs for him. After hiding the bubble of iframes, Oryx opens his chest and shows his heart, and damage starts. Hey guys, welcome back to my Ultra Kill Let's Play. In this episode we are in Oryx's friend world. You see, Oryx is dying, but he isn't about to die without a fight, and he's a little mad about us invading his home. So we need to show him his eviction papers and pull a Senator Armstrong, destroying his heart. Oh, hello. Welcome back to the worst experience of Destiny 2. You see, nobody likes Crucible. And this is why. However, it does have enjoyable moments, sometimes. Bungie has given us many options for which we wish to try out. However, I only play 3 of them, one of which only appears occasionally. Each mode has cool new features, like pick up a ball and don't get shot, capture the zone with none of your teammates helping you, having a lack of teammates to tune for the lack of friends, the average Destiny player doesn't have, alongside many more. The experience is quite fun and does not make me want to punch a hole into my wall. The Crucible is not the only other thing Bungie has offered. There are also Nightfalls, dungeons.
Don't die!
Did you deposit the thing?
No, I
We
didn't.
deposited
Oh my god.
using Gambit, but we do not touch Gambit. This is because it's PvP at first, but then switches to PvP. When you kill enemies, they drop motes, you dunk the motes, kill stronger enemies, and win, sometimes. Most of the time, someone tries to kill you, an invader. An imposter, perhaps. Guardian, we must vent to heal the primeval. Today, we are venturing back into the Black Garden, where we have to kill the Blackheart. We're playing D1 again. This time, however, we were in an alley and had to do a little puzzle. You see, despite this being a raid, it is actually just a long puzzle that has encounters stuck in it. But you see, we are a space cowboy, and this Vexman thinks it's also a space cowboy. But this down isn't big enough for both of us, and we have to take it down. Problem is, we need to do this puzzle first. The first part of the puzzle is down there. We then venture into the walls of the Black Garden and finish the second part of the puzzle. Now we have the first of the encounters blocking our way to the rest of the puzzles. In this one, we have to go babysit a harpy after the drifter gave it some food that had one too many motes in it, and is vomited all over the floor. Problem is, however, is that the vomit is quite volatile and will blow everything up if not cleaned up. The free guardians have to clean up the harpy's mess, while the other free have to kill ads and connect themselves onto the line. Once the line is connected to the doors, the roles are swapped, making the babysitting guardians go kill ads, while the ad killers are now babysitters. After a couple rounds of that, the harpy decides to make a run for it, throwing up everywhere and requiring that you get your cardio in to keep up, or else you will explode. After getting the only thing that person cares about, loot, you have to backtrack a bit and find another crack in the wall and slip in. And here, it is like the second puzzle, but this time harder. You must do the hardest thing a Destiny player knows what to do, and coordinate with each other, and also make a line around it. After the line is formed, the first player shoots a box and gets connected to the next, and that form continues till it reaches the end, finishing part 3 of the puzzle. We are now in Florida. Here we need to do the terrifying task of getting the secret chest and figuring out how lines and shapes work. This is the newest feature of the puzzle, and instead of just connecting ourselves with each other, we need to connect ourselves and hit these shapes with the connection beam. This definitely did not take long for us. We can finally take a break from some puzzles and do a raid mechanic. In this one, it is Clear Central, but with a twist. Some ads have shields that can only be broken with a buff on. So to get the buff, you need to connect the box with this tower. Simple enough, but you can't reach it by yourself. You have to communicate with another person to be able to get the buff to kill the ads. Problem is, there are 4 pillars to defend, but only 6 of us, which means 2 people have to rotate around and get the buffs to whoever needs it. After rotation is understood, the encounter is pretty easy to do, and after a while we are invited into the middle of the room where we have to do the same thing, but in the middle, and eventually the counter ends and we get our loot. For the first time and last time, we will have back-to-back encounters without a puzzle in the middle. This encounter takes place in the exact same room as the first one. This time there's a boss, and that boss happens to be the harpy from earlier. The worst thing is the audio is corrupted, but that is also a good thing. The harpy is still quite sick and will vomit everywhere, but this time the drifter got bored and decided he wanted to change Gambit from a game mode into a raid. He created modes to be dropped from enemies. The fire team had to split up 3-3. 3 players babysitting the harpy and 3 players playing Gambit. People babysitting, however, have gotten themselves a surprise, as when the harpy throws up, it then grows some extra eyes, so the babysitters are tasked with finding the extra eyes and removing them before the harpy realizes it has cancer and blows you up. The babysitters do that 3 times, but the Gambit player gets their modes, and then damage starts. The harpy decides that not just 1 extra pair of eyes is enough for it and grows many pairs. Hey guys, Mr. Beast here, and today we're going to make this harpy blind. After destroying all the extra eyes, the harpy flees for its life. But we aren't going to be merciful, and we put an entire magazine down its throat. We have a few puzzles left, and this one might be one of the most painful for the average Destiny player. This one you have to create a full circle with your fire team, which requires communication, something Destiny players struggle at. But even worse, it requires Destiny players to understand what basic shapes are. After attempting numerous times to get a circle, we finally get it, and then we have a debate on how we should position ourselves to hit the shapes again. After a couple minutes of figuring it out, we finally got it. The next puzzle is quite similar to the one before it. In fact, it starts in the exact same place, but this time we have a bigger challenge. We need to create another full circle, and then move the circle as a group over to the other side. Now you see, if one person in the circle goes too far or dies, the circle disappears. And we need to cross this moving section. So we need to get across without missing a jump, and it was easier than it should be. After doing a little trolling, we now skip half the jumping puzzle and find the true beauty of the Vex. We then go through the Come waterfall and find our way into the trees, where the second to last puzzle is. This puzzle is quite simple compared to the last few, and is similar to the second one. However, the hardest part was trying to get everyone to understand that the puzzle is here and not there. After connecting the lines into the box, we have the final puzzle, a true nightmare of the Destiny community: simple numbers. We are assigned numbers and have to stand in a line. The box connects us to a box in the back, and we have to stand on plates in order, after which the box randomizes to order place to step on, and we have to step on the plate that aligns with the number we are assigned. Doing that for a bit, we finally finish the final puzzle and have one last boss ahead of us. Oh, good morning. You see, Bungie has updated the game and added some new features, one of which is fishing. You can fish in Vex Milk. This is the best feature in any game. I'm grinding for exotics now. I can't stop. This is peak gameplay. Destiny 2 is now a fishing sim. You know, it's kinda calm, just like Claire de Lune. I'm gonna fight Syphilis Prime. After backtracking through the entire raid, and wait, this isn't Divinity. After doing some jumps and admiring the true beauty of Destiny, we have the cowboy himself, the Sanctified Mind, and his music goes hard. This boss isn't the hardest fight, but he isn't the easiest. You begin by killing some ads, and eventually his shoulders and knees will be damageable. You begin by shooting at his shoulder, which will fall off and open a portal, which 2 people will go into. After they kill enough enemies and pick up enough motes, someone will shoot the shoulder, which will allow them to go back to where we are. While the 2 people dunk their motes, another pair of guardians will shoot his knee, which will fall off and create a portal, which they go into. Inside portal, we do what the other group does, and kill enemies and collect motes. After we get enough motes, we call to leave and dunk our motes. After collecting enough motes, we'll be able to connect one of our pillars with the boss and begin damaging. The problem with this boss is that he's from 2019, and that is kind of bad. Now, rockets are terrible. In fact, they are quite good, but damage phase is the longest, and they are the best way to damage. However, it is easy to do damage, and it doesn't take too many phases to kill the Vexman. He's just trying to be a cowboy, but we don't like trying, so we have to put a bullet through his head. He's just standing there. Moses must have appeared because the lake of Gum parts ways, and we can enter the loot room, where we finally get the gun we all wanted, Divinity. Now I'm gonna open Minecraft and make a game. This video is gonna release never.